few minutes ago, I decided to try to learn how to play the harmonica. And that's all I got so far. Hi everyone, it's Clarice, and today I'm going to be reviewing some of the books that I read in last week's BookTubeAthon. I was originally planning to record a single wrap-up video for all the books that I read in BookTubeAthon, but I read so many books and I have so many thoughts. I'm instead going to film a series of 3 review videos for me to review all of the books that I read in BookTubeAthon in good enough detail without posting any super long videos. So this is the first in that series, and once I've uploaded the other 2, I will link them down below. Today I'm going to be reviewing 3 books/series that I read recently. In case you're new here for a specific book, I will leave links to the sections in the video down below in the description as well as on the video. So you can just skip ahead to whatever book review that you want to actually watch. First book I read in BookTubeAthon was The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. It's just a classic science fiction story about a man that invents the time machine, goes on an adventure, and comes back with a crazy story to tell. I love books about time travel. Time travel is just so interesting, can be so complex, and often just opens up our minds to so many different possibilities. And that's definitely what this book did. The actual plot involving the adventure of the time traveler, I was kind of indifferent about, but the time traveler also had all these theories about the nature of time, about what could possibly happen to the human race thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of years in the future, and just the evolution of the human race and the planet as a whole. And those theories, those parts are probably the parts of the book that I found the most fascinating and what made me enjoy the book the most. While this book isn't a new favorite of mine or anything, I really did thoroughly enjoy this book. I enjoyed the time travel concept, I enjoyed the writing, and there was just so much in such a short book. I think it's only about 100 pages long that I couldn't not enjoy it. I've been really wanting to get into more classic sci-fi recently, and I think this is a great book for that. I definitely recommend it. During BookTubeAthon, I also read a few volumes of the Runaways comic book series by Brian K. Vaughan. I read volumes 2 to 6 during the actual BookTubeAthon, and read the first volume right before the BookTubeAthon, so I might as well include that in this review. This comic book series follows a group of teenagers who, after discovering that their parents are actually supervillains, decides to run away from home. I'm enjoying this series so far, though I have to admit that I did find the first few volumes somewhat underwhelming and predictable. Later on, it did get a bit more interesting. It's a Marvel comic book series, so it had a bunch of references to other heroes and villains and events. The few I actually understood, I was amused by when I saw it, but most of them I didn't really care for because I couldn't really relate, so it kind of took me out of the story a bit. But that's just me. All that being said though, what was consistent throughout the entire series for me was how much fun I had reading it. The story was fun, the characters were fun, the series is just fun. That's what left me looking forward to reading every single volume. It wasn't a standout comic book series for me, but I still read it and still enjoyed it, and I'm still glad that I discovered it. It's a fun series, in case I haven't made that clear already. If you're already into Marvel Comics, you might enjoy this significantly more than I did, but if you find it interesting at all, I still suggest that you check it out. It might end up being the sort of thing that you'll really enjoy because a lot of people really love this series. And the last book I'm reviewing for this video is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This book follows the story of a pair of college roommates who research on superhuman beings called extraordinaries. They research on their powers, how EOs are created, and possibly how they can become EOs themselves. It's a story of their friendship, of the fallout, and of revenge. BookTube loves this book, so my expectations for this book were pretty high for the last year or so. I hate going into a book like this with so much hype because I don't want to be let down, so I had to let my excitement simmer down a bit. Before the BookTubeAthon started, I was still extremely excited to read this book, as it was a book that promised superpowers, evil main characters, and an intense plot. But I didn't go into it expecting it to be my new favorite book or anything, which was already an improvement. And it did live up to my expectations. I was intrigued from the very beginning. When I wasn't reading it, I wanted to be reading it. That being said, I did have a bit of difficulty understanding the motivations some of the characters for some of their actions, which sometimes made this story less believable, but I still found the characters really interesting. There were also a couple of aspects of the ending that I was kind of about, but I still like the ending overall. I really enjoyed reading this book. It reminded me a bit of the Reckoner series by Brandon Sanderson, as well as the Runaways series, which I just read at times, which are both series I enjoy, so that's good. As with all books, you should try not to let the hype take control of your experience reading this book, but it was amazing overall, and I definitely recommend it. So those are the 3 books that I'm reviewing today. Tomorrow I'll probably put up a video reviewing the next 2 books that I read in the BookTubeAthon. Have you read any of these books? Please tell me what you thought about them in the comments down below. Also, please tell me what you read in BookTubeAthon if you participated. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!